There is something out there.
Of all the bars to be stuck in.
Unless you people want to die, you'll do what I say and you'll do it fast. They're coming. Right now. God damn it! Help! God bless guns.
This won't run out of ammo.
Any questions?
Hey everybody, this is Reapy Ron, and today we're going to be doing another one of Ron's reviews. As you just seen, this movie is out, Feast. This came out in 2005, and there's actually two sequels to this. One that came out in 2008, and one that came out in 2009, called Feast 2 Sloppy Seconds, and Feast 3, I can't remember the name. Something to do along with that. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the first one here. Feast is about a group of people that are caught in a bar in West Texas somewhere. They never really specify where. I mean, the characters don't even really have names. They do this thing where they just kind of show people and then give them a title and give them a life expectancy and then just make a smart-ass remark about it. Which is kind of cool. I like that. I like that part of this movie. Anyway, they're held up in a bar that's being pretty much ransacked by monsters that got loose from somewhere. It's not really known where. If they were just out in the desert, or if they were from maybe Area 51 or aliens or who knows what. It's up to speculation. So anyway, this is all filmed in actually LA, California, USA. I was not aware of that. That seemed kind of odd, but I mean, the Mojave Desert's pretty large, so you can put it pretty much anywhere and just say it's anywhere. Also, another thing that I found when I was researching this stuff, a lot of the people who worked on this movie and the second and third one of these also worked on the movie The Collector and The Collection, which is pretty cool. I like those movies. That was odd. Okay, let's get into the parental guide. The parental guide follows the IMDb parental guide. This is completely based on my opinion. There are 5 categories. Sorry, I can't speak. The first being sex and nudity. Second one being violence and gore. Third one being profanity. Fourth one being drugs and alcohol use. And the fifth one being frightening and intense scenes. You can score 1 through 10 in any of these categories. 1 being the lowest, meaning it has little to none of that. And 10 being the highest, meaning it has a lot of that. Again, this is completely based on my opinion, so it will vary from person to person. And any of these numbers that they get do not affect my overall rating of the movie, so keep that in mind as well. The first one is sex and nudity.
Monster sex.
As you can see, there is some sex. Monster sex and human sex, sexuality, sex jokes, but there really isn't all that much shown. There's no human nudity, I guess. One girl in it does, well, a few girls wear somewhat revealing clothes in it, but not overly so much that it's over the top and just blatantly trying to be sexual. There is monster nudity, which is odd, but it's there. Anyway, I'm going to say that in sex and nudity, this movie scores a 7 out of 10. There is some, but again, it doesn't really have enough nudity for it to be any higher than that. And the sex scenes, unless you're watching the unrated version, which there's only a couple added scenes to it, really aren't that bad anyway. Up next, we got violence and gore.
I'm the guy that's gonna save your ass.
lot of violence and gore in this. This is definitely considered a splatter flick. It has a lot of splatter gore in it, and just a lot of blood, and sometimes just gross out blood gore / nasty scenes. So there is quite a lot of that in there. However, it's not super intense or disturbing. I mean, parts can be very intense, and I guess depending on how you view disturbing, some of it could be. But for the most part, it's bloody, but not really gory in a super gross, detailed anatomy type of way. So even with that said, I'm still going to give this a 10 out of 10 in violence and gore, simply because there is so much of it. So the next category we have is profanity.
Shut the up. What the monsters?
There was some profanity in this. I thought there would actually be more. I can't really remember. I didn't watch this one in a while. I just barely watched it again. But there really wasn't a whole lot. It was about what you'd expect from an R-rated horror movie. Maybe even a little bit less than that. There wasn't a ton of swearing, but there was some. So, I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10. That seems fair to me. I don't really know how to rate profanity. Up next, we got drugs and alcohol use. Now, this whole movie does take place inside of a bar, which, it has alcohol throughout, and people are drinking throughout, but it's not excessively so, and there are some people smoking, and I think there's even people smoking weed at some point, but again, nothing really that major, and it's not really focused on. It's just kind of the environment that they're in. So I'm going to say that it's a 4 out of 10. That seems okay to me. And then finally we have frightening and intense scenes.
They like food that moves.
Bet I got you with that one. That one actually got me too when I was just flipping through scenes, because I was like, I took different chunks and parts of it, and I had like watched it all and then recorded it and went, and I just skipped right to that scene, and it did jump me. I forgot about that one. There are actually quite a few jump scares, and it is fairly intense throughout. The camera kind of focuses in like you would see in some of the crappy horror movies, where it's just all over the dang place, like somebody strapped the camera like onto their knee and just tried to fight somebody or something like that, and you're supposed to know what's going on. It's not done in that kind of way. It's still done fast and intense, but it's done at a distance to where you can still see what's going on. So it still shows you the majority of what's going on, which is pretty cool. I like that. But overall, there's no real disturbing parts in it. I mean, the monsters are actually pretty cool looking. They are freaky. They kind of remind me of sort of like Wendigos in this one, the way that they're usually described. So that was kind of cool to see. But, I don't think any part of this is going to really disturb anybody, at least if you're, of a older age. If you're a kid, yeah, the monsters will probably freak you out. Anyway, I'm going to say that this is an 8 out of 10. And then we're going to go on to the pros and the cons. So the pros of this movie, it is very short. It's just under 90 minutes long. The whole running time was, I think, 93 minutes or something like that, which you could easily skip like the first, I think, 4 or 5 minutes that are just more or less establishing shots. And then the last, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes is just like credits song and like a little bit of teaser for the next one after that. But it's not, it's like, it's not even quite 90 minutes. It's like, we filmed like a 80-minute movie and we're like, okay, we got to put 10 minutes in somewhere, so let's just do this a little bit. Which is fine. 90 minutes isn't that hard to sit through. And this movie is pretty fun. It is fun to watch. It is just a fun horror, scary movie. It doesn't really require any really thoughts or anything. You can just sit back, kind of let your, turn off your brain and have fun with it. It's one of those kind of horror movies. The cons, I know that this isn't going to be for everybody. It does feel, it is somewhat cheesy. It is campy. It's definitely campy. Which, some people don't like. There still are a good amount of problems with it. But overall, if you seem interested in it, you want to see, a monster survival type movie, this one's pretty good. There are better, but you won't be disappointed with this one. You'll have fun, So my overall rating of Feast, the 2005 one, I will be doing the other two later. I'll probably be doing both of them at the same time since they're both pretty much the same movie. Or at least they run right back to back with one another. So, me getting off topic there for a second. I'm going to give Feast a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty fun movie. It has flaws. It has problems. But it's still fun. And that's really all I wanted to see in it. So, I liked it. Tell me what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just not care? Did you hate it and like it? Maybe. I don't know. You're weird. I'm weird. Everybody's weird. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have been having a good day, keep on having a good day. If you guys have been having a bad day, I hope this video made your day just a little bit better. I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, stay cool and bye.